Ethanol, an important biofuel by Kaylee Clayton. Background of ethanol as a biofuel. Ethanol is a renewable fuel composed from different plant materials known as biomass. Biomass is plant matter like algae, grasses, trees, and agricultural reside. Ethanol is most known for being used in gasoline. 98% of gasoline in the United States contains ethanol. Ethanol was first used to power internal combustion engines in 1826. Later, it was used in 1850s as lighting fuel, but that quickly came to a halt when it was heavily taxed to help aid the cost of the Civil War. The first use of ethanol in fuel came in the 1920s and 1930s, when it was blended with gasoline to be used as an octane booster. During World War II, it was in high demand due to a fuel shortage. How is ethanol cultivated? Ethanol is typically made from corn and domestically produced. It can also be made from cellulosic feedstock like wood and crops. Most ethanol plants in the United States are in the Midwest because they are close to corn production. Ethanol production. There's two types, sugar and starch-based ethanol production and cellulosic production. For sugar and starch-based ethanol production, most of the ethanol produced in the United States is from starch-based crop by processing them using wet or dry milling. Dry milling shreds corn into flour and then into ethanol with products of carbon dioxide and grains. To lower the capital cost of ethanol production, nearly 90% of ethanol plants are dry mills. Wet mills produce things like corn sweeteners and ethanol. The process is more difficult compared to others, but it allows the product to be broken down into finer particles. Cellulosic production. Cellulosic production is a more dynamic approach than using starch-based crops. The two main ways to make cellulosic ethanol is biochemical and thermochemical. For biochemical, it uses a pre-treatment to release hemocellulose sugars, and hydrolysis is used to break down the cellulose into sugar. Finally, the sugar undergoes fermentation into ethanol. Thermochemical production uses chemicals and heat on a biomass feedstock to make syngas, a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. It is then mixed with a catalyst to make ethanol. Availability of ethanol. Since ethanol is a biofuel, its availability is very high to pretty much everyone. The production of ethanol has increased over time. It increased from 13.6 billion gallons per year to 17.5 billion gallons in a span of 10 years. Impact of ethanol on the carbon footprint. A study conducted by the U.S. Department of Energy's Argonne National Laboratory concluded that ethanol is reducing the number of greenhouse gases produced and lowering the carbon footprint. In addition, it has helped improve air quality and lower vehicle emissions. Economic impact of ethanol. Ethanol has a great impact on the economy. It has helped increase the United States' energy independence, allowing less reliance on other countries. Ethanol production also opened many job opportunities in rural areas where there is a need for employment opportunities. It has helped American farmers have value-added markets also. Communication of ethanol to the public. Many companies share the importance of biofuels such as ethanol with the public to promote awareness of the environment, just like the Renewable Fuels Association, which helps share the importance of ethanol to educate the public. Ethanol is even communicated on a level understandable for kids. Cars 2 explains the use of ethanol in fuel. Analysis of ethanol and plan of action. From the data collected, ethanol has proven to be very useful biofuel. Therefore, if money were not an issue, increasing ethanol production would be the recommended plan, specifically sugar and starch-based ethanol production with wet milling. It is less commonly used because of the cost factor. However, the benefits are far more significant than dry milling.